And welcome back to Isyour6 Covered and X-ring up. It went lighting's not too good right now.
Good
welcome everyone. No, I need to do something.
There we go. It's better.
It's all right. Let's see who got first place. Brandon Butler got first place this time. Congrats, Brandon. Appreciate it. Scrody McBoogerballs is out there coming in second place. Carcane in third. Big Country in fourth. Bill Geyser -2 degrees in Missouri. I'll tell you what, the weather is out of control. I just finally defrosted after a couple days. So welcome, everyone. Welcome, Andy Nelson, Carrie Emery, Stratos 27, Carcane, Andy Nelson.
Movie theater.
Can you hear it? Makes you want to pee, don't it? Bob M., welcome. 2A Refugee is going to watch this tomorrow, and let's see. So, yes, you saw the screen. I got to turn the lights up. Something is up with this place. So I decided, maybe that's better. Yeah, I don't know what you did, what you turned off.
Just turn these lights off.
Seems to help, I think. Hopefully you guys can hear us, all that fun stuff. Looks like we're doing decent in the screens here. So hopefully you guys are having a great night. Hopefully you're staying warm. Hopefully you are not in some of those states that are out of power right now.
I know.
There's a lot.
Texas has like a ton of power outages.
A lot of snow and a lot of power outages. And hopefully you guys are prepared for that. If you are out there, and hopefully you have a generator or whatever you have and ways to stay warm and safe. So with that said, stay toasty out there, my friends. Got B Molly's out there. What is going on? Orson is out there. Joaquin Jack Nava's out there. Doug B. Spy Sweeper. So hopefully you guys are doing good. Let's read some of your comments. Yeah, so the photo. This stuff here. I'm not really sure what this stuff's called, but it's clear and it doesn't taste like
And it has
anything.
no sugar.
It tastes nothing like what I like to drink. So I decided after the match, I don't know why.
Because I kept harping on you.
He's
Been aggravated too. You can tell he needs his tea.
I need my tea. Yeah. Along with the sugar. So the sugar is the bad part. I'd like to cut the sugar. Get in a little better shape. I'm right behind Ray with the 5-0. So better now than never, right?
That's right.
That's right. So maybe we can motivate each other and get to back to our old fighting weight for me. Got a couple pounds I could lose. So, and if you want to hit the precision rim fire stuff hard, you got to be kind of in shape. And the only way to get better is to be better. And in order to do that, you got to be in shape. So that's the reason behind the water. I'm still weaning myself off some sweet tea. So today I had a couple like half and half.
Half and half.
Yeah, which first I did the whole just
what do they
straight
call
up.
it? Jack Nicholas or something?
No, that's with lemonade.
Oh, lemonade.
That's
gotcha.
Arnold Palmer.
That's it. Jack Nicholas.
That's a different golfer.
Yeah. Nature Vino.
That's right. Tiger Woods. Let's see. Let me zoom in here. See if I can zoom in here and get some comments.
Get that out the way. Good.
Get that out the way. Man, it's nice to be able to read all this.
I know it.
Let's see. Rick, you're feeling okay? You know that this is water you were holding up. Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying to do better. Let's see. Maybe I can motivate somebody out there as well and keep myself motivated. Let's see. I feel for you guys dealing with cold weather. Look at Big Country showing off with his 75 degrees.
I know, it's 75 degrees. What's up, Big Country?
It's been raining here all day. I said hit the thumbs up button. So if you haven't done that, JT Hold says inside my fridge is going to be 63 degrees warmer than the outside tomorrow. Oh my gosh. Dang. Andy's out there. Central Florida weather is great. Did you make X-Ring bring his trophies tonight? I said, no, they're too heavy. That's what I answered.
Oh, did you?
Those things were monsters. That one was that big.
Yeah, it was 2 pieces of sheet metal screwed together.
That is probably the coolest trophy I've ever seen.
I would agree.
It was I've seen quite a few trophies. I've never got to bring one home, but I've seen quite a few. And
soon enough.
And that was pretty damn cool.
Patience, grasshopper.
Oh, patience, grasshopper. Bob M says, laughing my butt off.
It's really Carl. I'm just hiding from the left. Gotcha.
Oh, gotcha.
Jeez, 21 degrees.
That is cold. Cleveland just finished snowballing.
Joaquin, I am warm now. Sunday, I went in, I cranked the, we didn't get in until almost 3 in the morning. But I turned the electric blanket on. I turned it on like 9. I didn't care if I was sweating in there or not.
You could
I
probably
just wanted to warm
make
up.
grilled cheese sandwiches underneath that.
Oh yeah, just crack eggs on the bed. Good to go.
Yeah, I don't know how. It was cold. I was fighting whether I was having fun.
Yeah.
For a while. I'm like, I'd have a good stage and I'd be like, yeah, this is okay. You know, and then I'd to have another stage and it'd just be
Yeah.
And I'd be like, man, what the hell am I doing out here in this nasty weather? But you know what? People do it.
What's up, Tyler?
And I figured if I had to deal with it and everybody else had to deal with it, it was fair and even. Yeah. So I can't remember his name, but the cool guy with the electronic battery pack.
Oh man, he was he was from Louisiana, but he looked like he was going to the mall.
That's what I was just gonna say.
Yeah, like he had that battery pack on. He said he had 2. There was like 2.
It was a Milwaukee one.
Yeah, in the front and 2 in the back, and he just looked like it was another day.
And then, I guess the normal tools that he uses,
the batteries
they're the same. Yeah, it's the same battery, so that's pretty crazy. Well, he said one of them would last 8 hours. He did have to swap his other ones out.
What's up, Brian T. and Jakaki?
Richard Stevens. Hey, look at that, -12. That's too damn cold.
What's up, Lead Mining?
Tyler Horst, welcome.
Jeez, Bob, the local record.
Whew, that's nasty. Too cold. John Townley.
Thanks, Bob, man. I appreciate it.
What the hell are you doing? Yeah, I know. That's what I'm doing right there. That clear fish water right there. What the hell did I do? What is that?
You hit the remote control.
Oh, I hit the remote control. All right, here we go. Snakeman 48's out there. Welcome. Welcome. We'll get here. Sky Sweet Brown with Snow. Shaggy Rifleman's out there. See any questions? Milwaukee Jackets are cool.
I can't wait to hear what issues were that Rick had during the match.
Issues I had was it was cold. And no, I would say how well did the 0.6 socks hold up? So here's the thing, Joaquin. I had one on each side, and I've been doing this test, and I haven't been putting it out there a lot. I did when I first got them because I don't wear them all the time. But I checked. I had one foot that was cold. Remember that? Yep. I looked. I had one foot that was cold,
and it was
right at lunch, and we just sat down, so I had a chance to like lift up my pants.
And it
because there's like 4 pairs. The cold foot was the 0.6.
Yes, it was.
So I'll give you that. I'll give you that much. They're both great socks, but the one on the right, which was the 0.6, was yeah, John Talley. Oh shit, Rick, no iced tea. That's right. I'm trying to get in shape, trying to be better with my body. I only got one, and then I ruined it, wrecked it, beat it, and slapped it.
JT asked if he noticed that my rifle didn't have the internal weights, or it didn't have the weights on. It looks like it went on diet. Remember, I had taken those weights off because Miniax was shooting my rifle, and it wasn't balanced. I should have taken the time to put it back on. It doesn't make it that much heavier, but it wasn't balanced. I honestly was just a little lazy. I did not put those back on. It does have the internal weights. It does have the weight in the rear. What looks like the buffer tube. So it still had the weights in the back and everything, but it wasn't balanced, but it's okay. It apparently worked out. I will add those back on. Simon asks, why no tea?
I'm trying to lose weight, and Ninja Scroll said right below that, but the biggest thing is I'm actually quite skinny for what I eat and drink. So if you were to take a daily consumption of a normal guy's, depending on if they're like bodybuilders and that kind of stuff, but like 2,000 calories per day, right? Well, unfortunately, I drink 2,000 calories in sweet tea with the sugar, and then I eat like I normally would. So I'm basically having to burn 4,000 calories. So round is a shape, but I want to change my shape to not as round. So I decided to cut some sugar, and I'm probably just going to drink tea and not have sweet tea, because you guys know I love sweet tea. But that'll save me like probably 1,800 to 2,000 calories, and then I'll be able to eat the same And
Not only
I'll
that,
still
we,
lose.
we are getting
it's not
to the,
bad. I mean, it's not
we're
good
getting to
for
the
you.
age now, you know, each one of your teas are like 43 grams of sugar.
Yeah, I wish
And
I had.
we're getting to the age right now where
Diabetes.
you got to worry about, getting diabetes and stuff like that. And I was like, look, I'm no better. I'm not one to point blame here, but I was talking to Rick and I said, man, we're not getting any younger. And, my wife's been on me a little bit about eating a little more healthy and everything else. And, even though Diet Coke's bad, it's not that sugar intake.
There's no sugar. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And I don't know what's really, so I used to be a huge, and you guys, this is before YouTube. I used to be a Pepsi drinking machine. I mean, like morning till night, like I'd kill 12 to 18 cans a day. And that's a ton of sugar. But they kept saying, just drink something else. Drink tea or something. So I got hooked on sweet tea back in the day. But I was still getting the sugar. But they were saying, well, at least you're not having the bubbles. Now, I have no idea what the bubbles do. I don't see why
Happy
bubbles.
birthday, Nakama Tova. Happy 13th birthday.
Nakama Tova. Where is that at?
It's at the very top. You're just now passing it. Under the smiley face, Rick.
Aha. Can you say happy birthday to Nakana Tova? Happy birthday. Happy birthday to Nakana Tova. All right, let's see here. Lynn Holt. Diabetes sucks. It ain't no fun. Yeah, I got a friend that's going through a really bad case of diabetes. His dad passed away from it, and it was to the point where they were basically taking parts off of him. And he's like, he went blind, but he lost his legs, he lost some of his arms. So I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that guy, but I do enjoy my Bojangles sweet tea. So stay away from Cookout Bojangles. And yeah, I mean, we need to eat better. When we're going to these matches,
man, it's eat on the go. It's all fast food.
Yeah, it's all fast food. Pretty much 3/4. No, I'd say more than that is. Well, I'd say 3/4 of my
McDonald's
meals.
and Chick-fil-A, Burger King,
and like between working and running around and eating lunch and stuff, we try to eat okay. Like I had salad and soup today at Olive Garden. But like I guess you could order some salads at some of those fast food places, but
yeah. B. Malloy asked a good question about the Arca rail lengths on NRL-22 rifles. Is there any advantage to a 12-inch versus a 14-inch cantilever? Is it just a preference thing for barricade stop or bipod locations? And B. Malloy, what I'm going to say is you do want the extra length, at least my preference anyway, because if you do attach a plate or anything like that, you're going to be limited on space, and you could still have your bipod there. Whereas if you run a shorter rail, you might run out of real estate. So it is nice having that extra, 2 inches or inch hanging off the front end. It might look funny, but you can.
And if you have a whole stage that's prone, as farther out you get it's going to basically stabilize it a little more. I mean,
and
your points of contact are farther away, and it's
a point on that is here's another thing as well, guys. If this is where's my tactical 2x4?
It's right here. YouTube, don't worry, we have.
And a lot of you guys probably know this, but let's say I'm shooting the rifle, but I know that I need to transition from here to here, and I'm on a bipod. Okay. If you have the bipod way out here, it's going to be a whole lot more of this. And I've mentioned this before on the channel, or you could pick it up and do this. Sometimes it's a little difficult and prone, especially if you have weights on there. If you take it, slide it all the way in front of the mag well, it's a lot shorter because your pivot point is here instead of way out here. So, and what I did, if you guys watched that video, I tried to voice it over a little bit. So what you guys couldn't see in that video, there were 10 targets out there. 5 of them were 1/3 IPSCs, and the rest of them were this tall? They were like 4x5s. They were small steels, and they were in the grass.
Yeah.
And so when I started ranging the targets, I saw 170, 170, 150, 152, it was like 198. And so what I said was I'm going to start on the far left. Target one's 170, same dope, 170, or it was 172.
Yeah.
2 yards wasn't going to matter. I should have pulled that bipod in to be able to swivel quicker. But that way I just kept everything in sequence. I went 1, 3, 2, 5, 4, and then I went in the grass. And I actually cleaned that stage. That was, or 95 on that one because I took a second shot on one, but it's just something to think about.
I'm glad we can make your sister happy. Welcome. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Let's see here.
I got to get me one of them YouTube guns.
No, yeah. I'm waiting for the Shaggy Rifleman. He said he's going to make me one. Like a fake real one.
I heard that. Brooks Hiller says,
Or
with
maybe
a good
he's not.
optic and good ammo, do you think a budget 22 long rifle like a CZ or Ruger Precision Rimfire can compete with higher end rifles like a Voodoo? Ultimately, Brooks, it's going to come down to the shooter.
Yeah.
I do believe you can take a CZ and a Ruger Precision Rimfire and still compete close to the top level. I'm not saying that a CZ will not compete with a Voodoo. Okay, don't misinterpret that, because ultimately it's going to come down to the shooter. For example, what you guys couldn't see in the shoot off was that was actually a know your limits target, a normal one at 102 yards. So the first target was 2 inches. The second one was 1.5 inches. The third one was 1 inch, 3/4, 1/2 inch, quarter. That's the way those were. And those were at 102 yards. We also had a full value wind left to right. The reason Levi and I both missed the first target is we estimated the wind to be about 6/10 hold. It was still further right. 8/10 was the wind call on that. Plus I got my elevation dialed in. So even 3 mile an hour wind, full value, constant at 102 yards, I was having to hold 8/10 to hit that. So it's going to push it quite a bit. So in that instance, as long as you have a rifle that can hold, I mean, honestly, now we're shooting at 100 yards. In order for me to hit that last bullseye, I had to hit a 3/4 inch steel at 102 yards with full value wind.
Which is a tough shot. Anyways.
That is a tough shot, period.
That's without.
If the wind would have laid down for just a moment or increased, I would have missed that shot. Yeah. Same for Levi.
It actually did that. So when you guys had shot, he had shot first, you had shot. But when he had shot first, right after that, the wind came up.
It came up. I know.
And I'm like, oh shit. Yep. And then luckily you got it, or didn't. No, and then, well, you know how the story went because you seen the video, but you know the difference between 2 different size fire pins
on the Voodoo bolt.
Oh, Gen 1.
Gen 1, Gen 2, and there's also a quote unquote Gen 3.
Yeah,
I have the serial number ranges on those because somebody wanted to know specifically what range mine was. Mine's the latest generation, whatever that's being called.
Yeah, I have the one before that one.
Mike STI 21. No, they are not. I was supposed to get the proofs today, and I did not. They're running a little behind. I will let you guys know first before I just throw them on the site. Stratos.
Carry Amore. So I actually got these up because I want to talk about them a little bit. So I'm going to throw this up into the screen. It's probably going to go blurry for a second, but I'm just going to drop everything. I need to zoom out.
John Wayne.
Let me zoom out. You, John Wayne. All right, so let me get it centered. Come on, camera.
Yaltech.
Come on, do it. Do it.
Back off. There it is.
There it is, right there. So if you guys get a chance, write this down. Go take a look at it. But write the information down. I'm going to talk about it a little bit. Actually, all right, so there you go. So Yaltech. So this one is actually for a CZ. And I had ordered 3 of these because I think actually it was Carrie. I think Carrie had sent me some information on it because I was looking for the chamber indicators. So you're going to see a lot of different chamber indicators. They're not even chamber indicators. They're, what's the better word? Anyways, they're little yellow guys and you throw them in and a lot of people will put them down their barrel after they get done shooting. Well, it's plastic. And
empty chamber indicator.
Yeah, and the last thing you want to do is stick some piece of plastic down a hot barrel and, you know, have the chance of it basically getting hot, melting maybe a little bit or distorting. But they do fall out. So I run mine down, and they always seem to fall out, especially at the worst possible moment, and they're a pain in the butt. And so I said, you know what, I'm going to call these guys, not call them, but get online, and I'm going to order 3. I ordered 1 for Ray, ordered 1 for Matt P out there. And had a chance to finally use them at this match. So now I wanted to talk about them a little bit. There was mine fit in flawlessly. I'm running the MPA chassis, clicked in perfect. Everything was magical. and off to the races I went. Ray's, I had given Ray his, and we had to do a little bit of
beaver work,
hotel carving. So he's running the XLR, the MV Pro JV. So much to say for a chassis. But the how much did you have to take off? Just a little bit? A lot?
I had a really sharp knife, and I just kept whittling away at it, shaving the sides down on the front, on the leading edge, which Matt actually had a fitment issue with the aluminum magazine, his 15-rounder in his XLR chassis.
Yeah.
I didn't have that issue. Matt actually loaned me a 15-rounder to take to the match. Mine works perfectly. They're the same magazine, but his will not fit in the rifle. So I actually competed in that match, that entire match, and used one magazine for the whole match, one 15-rounder. I went to every stage with that 15-rounder.
I did the exact same thing. There was one stage I looked to see how many shots I'd taken.
Yeah.
15.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to do any mag changes, which was nice. There was times when you're shooting and you're like, oh, I'm so close, I'm just going to send one more, and then that's eating away that one. But these guys also make Yautech. So Charlie, I had sent a thing saying, I'd purchased them already, and then I said, hey, I got a YouTube channel and it'd be great because I want to do a review on them. And then he said, well, I'll send you a CZ one to look at in a data card holder. So he did. This is actually the CZ one here.
I can use that. I didn't know you had it. I'll purchase that from you.
No, I can't sell this. I'm going to give this away. I'll have to buy you one if you really want one. So this is a CZ one, which is pretty cool. I know you have a CZ. I had told Charlie, which is the owner, that I would give one of these away. So that's what I was going to do.
Awesome.
So whether it's tonight, tomorrow, whatever, I want to be giving one of these away, but only if you guys have a CZ. Don't be winning something that isn't going to do you any good. And, it doesn't make any sense.
So Andrew asked if I'm going to be making any more of the mag release buttons for the STI. Not planning on it at the moment. They sold really, really well. I want to look at redesigning that. There's one little hot spot. I mean, it works great, but if you go out there and I don't know who's going to do this nowadays, but if you go out there and pop 400 rounds in an afternoon with your pistol, you'll notice a little bit of a hot spot. So I want to radius that before I go again on that one. If I do it again, they will be titanium again. I'll DLC coat them. But that's not in the works right now. Right now, I'm working on a rifle bag. I actually have a prototype here. I'm going to try to get some input from you guys and tell me what you think.
Oh,
Mike says I'll win it and gift it to Ray.
So there is the link. I'll put that in there. There's actually a discount code, and I got to remember what it is. So you guys, if you're interested, you can go over there, and if you guys shoot a lot, or if you like going to the range and being able to show that your chamber is clear and safe, which is really nice. They have the American flag one. I tried to order the American flag one for all of us.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he was waiting for a batch of flags to show up, so didn't get a chance. So he had sent the other ones, and those are cool as well because you can kind of tell who's now. So kind of worked out.
I'm going to add some questions really quickly. Conservative Sniper Hunter says, how cold were you during the shoot-off without all of your cold weather gear on? Honestly, I wasn't, because I was so amped up on getting it done. But what I had done is I had taken off, my boots. I had on tennis shoes, I think, and then I switched back into the boots. I had already taken a lot of the layers off, but at the time it was just get out there and get it done. Nancy asked, what put you over the top on Saturday? Do anything different? I'll tell you what, Nancy, when we started off, now we had a very strong squad. One of the guys shoots for Team Voodoo, a sponsored shooter with a lot of credentials. Another guy moved from Colorado, wealth of knowledge. I think it was Carlos.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
These guys were just awesome guys. Well, we started on the first stage, and just things were working. Okay. I mean, I was just hitting one after the other, and it was like a 95 out of 100. And then I got a 95 out of 100, then a 95 out of 100. And I could hear these other guys talking. I was just keeping my mouth shut, just trying to get a feel for
secret
this.
Squirrel stuff.
I wasn't secret squirrel. It was just, I knew I was shooting very strong. Now, what you guys are not going to see or know about this match is that, and Mike said this, Mike being the match director, he said, guys, when you get out there and you get on a stage, there are going to be bushes and trees all in your way.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have to move to find an opening. And of those few points that I dropped by not getting a first round impact, I thought I was clear of a branch that was 10 feet out from me. It's no different than what you have to do in hunting. You have to make sure you have a clear shot. But now you're trying to determine, how much elevation is going to happen. And you're on it, and it's like, and you see the bullet
bing!
2 feet to the right,
Yeah.
and this little twig break in front of you. So you had to move a lot to find clear gaps. There was no one place where you could shoot all 10 targets.
That's the same with ranging. That last one, I have a video that's going to be coming out later tonight. But there was one stage, the one that had 75, but you couldn't see it because it was behind the tree. All you could see was the 5.
Yes.
Okay, you know which one I'm talking about now. I tried ranging that with the SIGs, and I'm like,
not going to happen.
well, it's not 35 yards.
Yeah.
I'm like,
So you had briar patches in your way.
Yeah.
You had brush in your way on quite a few of the stages.
You did.
But when we shot before lunch, 1 through 6, I had only dropped a couple second round impacts. And so I was like, man, unless somebody's cleaning it, and I had these really good guys that I knew they weren't cleaning it because they were telling each other
good
scores.
shooters, yeah.
Awesome shooters.
Yeah, they're like, I got.
So I didn't say anything.
85. No, you're being a damn ninja.
And then John, he says, the one I'm worried about is him. He goes, he's being all quiet. He goes, that's the one I'm worried about. And he goes, how are you doing? I said, I'm actually doing really well today. And we had gotten a stage 7 and stage 10. We dropped a lot of points, but they did as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Average score for those two particular stages were like, guys were coming back with 40s and 50s. And, so I was like, man, I shot a 65. That's not that bad, I guess. And when I heard those guys saying that they were 60 and 65, I was like, oh, I'm still in the running.
Yeah.
But yeah, those were tough stages. The other thing you guys have to realize is everything had sheeted over with ice because it was freezing rain. So the tank trap, just imagine it completely glazed over. So it didn't matter what kind of bag you put on it, or you was trying to stand between the V of the tree,
or the
your
roof
feet
prop
just slid out from underneath you. Yeah,
the roof prop.
Everything was glazed over.
Even when you close the tripod.
Oh yeah,
I close the tripod. It's just making snow cones at the top as you're pushing each leg in.
Yeah.
Hit the thumbs up, Joaquin says.
Someone mentioned just using a zip tie. So this is the problem.
For what?
You can make it rudimentary for a chamber flag, and I've seen it before, and I've done it before. But this is the thing.
People don't see it.
The most aggravating thing about these chamber flags is, especially on a ruck match, you're moving these rifles all around, your chamber flag falls out. What's nice about this, it's just like a magazine. It clicks in, it holds your bolt to the rear. So even if you use one of those ones that drop in, your bolt's just flopping around back and forth.
Yeah, it sucks.
Which, I hate that. So I will say I'm very thankful to Rick for purchasing one of those for me because it did make it nice. There's no question because you can see that stem sticking up in front of the chamber and it's locked in. So
well, here's not the worst ones. And I know I got a ton of those laying around here somewhere. This one is not what we're talking about. Usually it's even worse than this. It doesn't have any of this part on here. It's just a piece of yellow. Kind of comes out. They make it in a short and long. This one you can put over the bolt to keep it from sliding back and forth as you're carrying it up the hills and stuff. Nothing compared to being able to just lock it in as a mag, and then it actually has this strap here that you can run over the bolt and it keeps it. It's perfect. I always wanted one. I've seen them for years. And I'm like, man, I need to get one of those. But you don't.
But, so 45 auto, that's funny. He said send the rifle bag with the voodoo in it and he'll give you his opinion. Big Valley Precision, you commented on the video earlier today. I tried to respond back to you. I think I got back to you, but I do appreciate it. His question is, would the Burris scope work for long range? It absolutely will. I've shot with the guys on Team Burris, everyone from Sky to you name it. I've shot with most of those guys, and those guys have no issues hitting the targets at 1,000, 1,200 yards.
They're usually in
just like I don't. They're usually
3.
in the top. I know it says you shoot at 1,000 yards, and you currently use a Viper HST. I think that glass is clearer than a Viper HST. It is very, very close to the Night Force and the Razor HD 4.5 to 27. It is worlds above the XTR2. There's nothing wrong with the XTR2. I've shot the XTR2 a lot. I had the mill and the MOA, which one is now passed on to Kreiderman, and he's using it.
The mill.
They're great. The Burris XTR2 is great in full light. It's when you get into dark conditions and you try to power up, if you needed to do that, that's where you're going to notice a huge difference. The glass on the XTR3 is considerably better. And I'm actually happy using it. I actually sent some emails out.
You've won a trophy every time you've shot one of those.
I have. Every time I've had the XTR3 on the Voodoo, I've won a trophy.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously,
for a sub $2,000 scope,
yeah,
you can get that scope, guys, for $1,700 and some change.
Yeah. Are they going to do? That's a huge thing. The illuminated reticle on that.
I was told they are going to. I was told they ran into a little snafu during COVID on getting some parts in, but the plan was to go with every illumination. Now, they also just introduced a line of thermal scopes. So I'm going to talk to them about it. We're actually supposed to go do some coyote hunting.
It's the hair. That's what it is.
That's why I don't cut the hair. It's like Samson.
Whoa, you know? Put that back on.
Whoa.
Good Lord.
I try not to ever cut a hair.
I showed my buddy the video from the last match, not this match, but the one before that. He's all, that's a lot of gray hair. You're retired. Jerk.
Yeah, Andrew says don't change a good thing then. And guys, like I said, you know, I like Night Force optics. I've shot them for years. I'm a huge diehard fan of them. If I had a different reticle on my Night Forces, because all of mine have trimmer 3s.
Yeah. That's because
I might have tried a little bit more, but it was a different type of shooting. This NRL 22 stuff and the PRS rimfire, I really need to see that miss. I would almost guarantee that in that shoot off, had I had a trimmer 3 on that very first shot, I would have probably not seen or had a harder time seeing where that miss was to be able to gauge my second shot.
Totally understandable.
But Night Force does make a great reticle.
Oh yeah, they do.
But I'm looking at spending another $1,600 for that 7-35. That's almost another Burris. Think about it. You can have 2 scopes for the price of 1. You know, I'm interested in trying. Big shout out to Big Country. We still have it right here on the shelf. The Arca. I haven't even had a chance to shoot it or even take it out of here. The one thing I will notice is the illumination on it.
We looked at it just a little bit ago.
A little funky. But at least it's got
when it's powered all the way up.
Yeah, when you're powered up,
bloomy, weird kind of. But we are in a room.
Val says I have all the hair he's lost.
So we'll get back to the other question, which was ways ago, was the Yotech data card holder. I have not used it in any type of competition. I don't want to give you any false hopes, but I will say, and you noticed that yesterday because I was messing with it, getting ready to do a video on it. It's super thin, so you can actually slide it underneath the scope where you can't put a lot of other stuff. So,
yeah, Baldwin Carey says, I shot at 1,200 yards with a 20-mile-an-hour full value wind. Hold on. But mile-an-hour crosswind, but it wasn't my rifle. I didn't do dialing, but I have X-ring as a witness that I hit the target. He absolutely did. The target was 12 inches wide, 24 inches tall. It was some of the strongest crosswind I've ever seen. We were actually holding 5.5 to 6 mils of wind to hit that target. Yeah, he sure did.
Is your dope holder going to be thin as well? It's actually really cool the way the design is, because you can take one dope card off and you can put another one on. You could even flip it over and put it on if you had the right if you're using the right pin. A huge shout out to that as well. The pin that they use, what are those called?
The
Statler pins, and it's I've never seen one, but it's got an eraser on the other end, which
I'm going to have those in stock,
which is pretty cool. So not only was it
20 on the way,
not only was it cool, I don't even know how much it cost because they had sent it to to review and to tell you guys about, but the pin was badass.
Yeah, so
it did come with some data cards.
It's a permanent pin. It's not permanent. It's semi-permanent. It will not wipe off, but it has an eraser on the end that's abrasive enough to wipe it off of the white data card. It's cool. Yeah, I'll start carrying those in the store. I've got them on the way. So yeah, that's actually cool. So I mean, the Statler pins are great. I like them. They are made in Germany, but
how about the one you're making?
It is not going to mount on a Picatinny. It is going to mount on the scope itself, or it will mount on a modified M-LOK, which I'll be providing. It'll also accommodate any diameter tube, pretty much 30, 34, 35, and 36.
Yeah, which is cool.
And they're still working on that one. We got a little bit behind on QDs because I'm trying to get these bags out. So I want to stray away from shooting for just a second. I want to get you guys feedback because I'm in prototype staging right now for this bag. One of my biggest wants as a shooter, whether you're doing 3-gun and you have a shotgun with the big long boomstick extension on the end of it, so that you can hold the 12, shotgun, yeah, or you have a long custom precision rifle that has a 30-inch barrel like Rick's truck axle up here. Okay, we're not going to touch it, but we're talking about this one right here. Okay, that is a
look how much longer that is than the other one.
And compare it to the Voodoo underneath it. Now the muzzles are the exact same, and look at the difference between where the buttstock is here and where it ends here. I've always had an issue finding a bag other than like I think Voodoo Innovations or Voodoo Tactical makes the 3-gun bag, which is like $300.
It's an really awesome bag
when it's empty.
Even when it's empty, it's heavy.
Yeah,
but I just don't want to pay $300.
Okay, so I'm going to show you guys.
And look at all the stuff I bought, and I'm just like, I don't want to do it. So Ray's got a bag. Ray and Sam got a bag.
It's not finished. It's
just a prototype.
So, okay, so basically, it's heavily padded on the sides and on the ends. This webbing material right here will be replaced with the webbing that's actually on the Kestrel pouch, which is a lot thicker. So this actually has support in it, and there's Tegris along the top of it. The idea of this is this bag right here, that rifle will fit in no problem. It still has about 1.5 inches on each side. But this will also fit in.
Hell, that's a sleeping bag, Patrick Smith says.
Yeah, well, that's it.
That's how long those rifles are.
Yeah, so the problem is I hated for years and years having a shotgun where the tube was sticking out and you could only zip it up, down to this much.
Yeah, and then the barrel sticks out here.
Yeah. Or the same thing with these PRS rifles. And now that we're getting these longer rifles, there wasn't a bag. But the difference is going to be I'm going to have 4 QDs on the top. My patented QD design. So you can still run your sling in it. I also didn't do like a lot of these crazy manufacturers where they put a D-ring here and a D-ring here, and when you pick it up, the thing tries to fold on you. Yeah, okay? It's horrible. Apart. It needs to be closer to you, so these are actually going to be 3 inches inboard, so it's going to be right. These are actually folded webbing, flat webbing. The strength on this is like 2,000 pounds. But basically, this is going to wrap all the way around and through, so you don't have to worry about something breaking off. Unless you've got over 300 pounds in this bag, it should hold about 200 and something pounds. That was the biggest concern of mine. It'll also have Velcro on the inside, so if you've got a bad MF and you've got the AICS mag holders, which they're still manufacturing those as fast as they can. Guys, I just took an order today for 250 of those bad MFs. So the problem is getting these manufactured. They haven't increased their manufacturing line. And then I'm just keeping it simple. It's a single rifle bag case. It will have the YKK waterproof zippers. And then on this side right here, it'll have 3 dividers on this long pocket. So it'll
actually be here and here.
Yeah, I'm not going to open the Velcro because it'll be really loud. But it is all made in the USA, made here in Mills River, North Carolina, is where the manufacturing facility is, and it's all mil-spec material. So that's what I'm looking at.
You got a question on what kind of price range JT holds?
I don't know until we get finished with the finished prototype.
Does it have a cup holder?
No cup holder.
Damn,
no cup holder. And that Kreiderman that asked that.
No. What up, Kreiderman? Oh, Kreiderman.
What's up, Bill Sweeney?
So you guys had a chance to. Kreiderman came over.
Yeah.
And we ordered him a lot of stuff. He said, "Let's just do this." And that's, you know what, I got to love what John's thinking. He's like, he knows he's going to do this. He's already doing it.
Yeah.
And he's like, let's just do it right. Let's just buy the crap we need.
Is there an Elmo pouch?
Yeah. And we actually spent his money, his hard-earned money yesterday. and ordered quite a few things. We ordered a chassis. We went with the MPA, and we went with the weights. We went with all sorts of stuff. We ordered a scope. We ordered an LRA for them, which is a leveling device. If you're not familiar with what that is, scope mount and all sorts of magic. So now he just has to wait. Yeah. And of course, we ordered the Voodoo last week, so the barreled action. So he's gonna have himself one badass. Did you ever order that 2-stage?
No.
Oh, today was a holiday.
Yeah, I've not ordered it.
Well, don't forget.
Tell me exactly what you want.
You already know.
So yes, JT holds. My plan is what I didn't get to finish talking about on that is it'll hold a PRS style rifle with a scope, and you can still zip it up without having to have a turret sticking out through the middle. Which that's another problem. They make the bags too shallow if you can get one in it,
or you're going across trying to get right where the turret's at.
Correct. Yep. So it's going to have enough clearance.
That's how my
about 2 inches of clearance, so that if there were an empty mag in there, it'd still fit in the bag. I'm going to make it in a Voodoo length, a shorter length, and I'm also going to do a shorter height length for the shotguns. I don't like scabbards for shotguns. I know 3 guns dying, but there's still a need for shotgun bags. And I believe with the heavy duty, with those YKK zippers, it'll be nice because it'll have just enough clearance for the shotgun. There's also some more things going on.
Is the material like water resistant or anything?
It is water resistant. All the material that we use, because it is mil spec, has to have the DWR coating on the inside. Right now, the intention is to go with Coyote and the Scorpion, which is multicam, and that would be it for now. It is possible to do black, but I've never liked black gun bags because when you get them in the dirt, they show mud and everything else.
Spy Sweeper, is it going to be a multi-rifle bag? No, this is going to be one bag. When you're running, there's a lot of money in one rifle.
And it's really heavy.
And it's heavier than hell. You know,
what does that thing weigh?
I don't know. It's
like much. 30 pounds.
It's
28.
It's a lot. It's 20 something.
Yeah. So yeah,
and that's with no weights.
That's true.
There's no weights.
That's true.
But, yeah, I don't even put weights on it because I'm like.
You know. Bad ammo. Hold on. Bad MF 22. Yes. B Malloy. What happened is demand for these things went crazy, and when I got the AICS mag holders, I did ask everyone to order one because you really don't need 2. I think 1 is sufficient. I had a lot of people do double orders, and that's fine if you did. I called them today.
Maybe they have 2 bags.
That's true. Maybe they do. And I'm not upset in any way. It's just the problem is everything keeps running out as soon as it gets on the line. So I'm actually out of double pin holders as well. So those are being made this week. I should have 50, and I should have the AICS mag holders close to 50 by the end of this week.
Your pal Matt says, what about a trophy holder?
Hi, you're funny, Matt.
You know what? That trophy would not fit in there. No, it wouldn't even be close. The thing was massive.
Those trophies were huge.
I was like, holy, especially the 1 shot, 1 kill one.
Oh man, yeah, that thing had freaking horns on it.
I was like, that is one badass. What is the difference with your bag and the Everly stock drag bag?
If you look at like the Everly stock, and I don't know what the price of that is, or if you look at an Armageddon gear, and I'm not trying to compare them to those because this has a different purpose. A lot of padding, lighter weight, single bag. I also am trying to design these. There's a trick that I do. I don't know how many of you guys do it. Okay. So if you got a Pelican case, you spend all this time cutting out all the foam and making it look perfect. That's great. It's great when you're traveling and you need the rifle, but you got to have a bag to put it in usually.
Yeah, that's
okay. Or if you're like me and you drive a pickup truck, I'm not going to throw that in the bed just with a soft bag because, I've got a cooler back there. You got other rifles, luggage, things like that.
I do.
I don't want to put it in the back seat.
I have no option.
I don't want to put it in the back seat because then that's going to take up other space, dry space. Okay.
Yeah.
So I usually take the soft bag, put the rifle in it, take all the foam out of a Pelican and put it inside. And if you size it just right, you can close it when you get to where you're going. You take your soft case out, but it's been protected the whole time. So that's the idea, is to get it in there. Do you object if I cut my mag holder in half down the middle so I can mount 1 on each end of the bag then? No, you absolutely can do whatever you like. I don't know if you cut on a seam line though.
I don't know what he's talking about.
The AICS mag holder, if you cut it down the middle, I'm just hoping the seam doesn't come out. It shouldn't. But
I actually talked to him about
Matt Cross says he does the same thing. I'm using my bags in Pelican case now.
Yeah, see, I have the 1750 Pelican for my Tika, but that rifle
Won't fit in it. Yeah,
so
exactly.
that bag won't fit in there. So I don't know what the
They
next.
make a longer one. I
don't know what the next Pelican size is, but it won't fit in 1750.
Yeah.
You'd have to.
Do we miss anything up top, or is
Daniel got as my judges out there? That's a good problem to have.
350? See, you know, I never watched South Park.
350.
And somebody Tim Davis sent us the video.
I didn't know what the hell he was talking about.
350 came from.
350.
Yeah, that was funny. Good stuff.
That one. Let's see. I've got a folding stock on my longest rifle for my 1750. Yeah, that's definitely an option, Matt, for sure. And some rifles have really good folding stocks, like the Tika has a good one.
And some don't.
And some don't. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. So, depending on Ray. So now that you and Rick have shot 22 LR matches, what's your favorite?
I'm not gonna lie.
I like Chris's.
Really liking the rimfire.
Oh yeah, is that what he's talking about?
I'm gonna be honest.
I'm gonna go out on a limb. He's saying though, have matches. What's your favorite? Oh, I guess
rimfire.
He is asking.
I think rimfire is harder.
Rimfire is
definitely harder.
A hell of a lot more enjoyable. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you guys have been to matches, but the PRS matches, after like 3 days, like that Hornady match was, like your brain just wants to like leave the building. It's just so much boom, boom, boom all day long. With a 22, you can sit there and have conversations.
Yeah, he said yes. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it is harder. You don't have the velocity to depend on. You're already starting off subsonic. If you're doing this right, you will be shooting subsonic ammo right from the get-go. That way you're not breaking into the transonic, subsonic range for more stable flight. Guys, when you start punching these 22 long rifles out at 500 yards, you better know what you're doing with your wind. It's harder than any wind call that I've ever done with center fire rifle. Like I said, at 100 yards, you know, here I am holding 8/10, almost 1 mil at 100 yards for a 3 mile an hour wind. Now let's go ahead and bump that up, and let's say you got a gust at 5-8 miles an hour.
Yeah,
imagine how much you're trying to hold. It's very difficult. It really is.
No, for sure.
They're both difficult.
They are. I feel like with the Voodoo, anything close and even tiny, if I have a good stable position, that's like I know I'm hitting that thing. Unless a tree jumps out like it did at the last match, like branch or something. Bald and Curious, yeah. I was up in the air on whether I was having fun or not. It depended on how my last stage went.
That's it.
And how
you were a roller coaster.
It was
roller coaster.
down. Yeah, it was tough sometimes. Now I never got to the shivering. There was no, because trying to shoot precision rimfire stuff while shivering would be almost impossible to hit those tiny targets. So I never got that cold where I was shivering. So
yeah. So Spy Sweeper asks, so between the last 22 long rifle match you had versus the Hornady PRS match, how does it compare? I'll let you answer that one.
Okay. So the last match I just did though was basically a hide and seek kind of. You had to find the target, so that's completely different. Where the PRS match,
compare it to the CD match.
Oh, compared to the CD, that's a hide and seek. Well, here's the thing: CD match, the targets were like just gray, hidden behind a gray dirt, behind the gray bushes, so they were a lot more difficult to find. Where the ones at this match were orange, and I was still having problems finding white signs that would tell you how much yardage was on it. For some reason, my brain would not go, hey, there's a sign right there. Why don't you look over there and see what that distance is? Completely, if we're using the CD match, it was pretty close to the same. And that's because we are not able to shoot that match due to the knife show.
Yeah.
That was basically in my head was my match out in New Mexico.
Yeah. So it's no secret, guys. I love blind stage matches. Okay.
You're good at them.
I've learned to be good at it because
he's got eyes of.
It's what I did. You're seeking, you're looking, you're doing recon. It's what it was. So when you get to PRS and they're like targets there. Okay, you got this much time. You got a known amount of time. You just want to engage them, get it done, get the position. An unknown match, there's that whole variable of what do I bring to the stage? Easy, everything. Okay, so when you're in the holding area, this match did not require you to take every single thing from the holding area to the shooting position. Unfortunately, they didn't have shields up or anything else, and you could see, okay, that guy's got a barrel down there. I mean, it's a good ways away. And you could see a sawhorse. It's like, hey, he's not using a tripod. And the next guy will go, well, he's not using a tripod. And guess what? I'm taking a tripod down there because I might need it.
Yeah.
I took my gear to the line every single time with all my equipment. Because if you need it, you have 3 minutes. So,
which goes takes about 15
yeah, it feels
seconds.
like it's 30 seconds, but your job is to get these done as quickly as possible. And I like that kind of pressure. Mm-hmm. I really do. And so when he told me the match format, I said, I'm making this match. I had a good feeling about this match because it's what.
Yeah, well, that's why like Matt told me, and I'm like, oh, that's right up Ray's alley. Yeah, like that's in his wheelhouse right there. Are you okay that you're drinking water? Will your body take it? I tell you what, yesterday I had a massive headache because I went straight water. I didn't do the whole
caffeinosis.
Yeah, I had that, and it was horrible. I notice I'm just lagging though. I don't have the energy. I mean, I guess my sugar spike, I always keep it high because I'm always pouring sugar down my throat. But so I'm lagging a little bit. But I think this is a good thing. I think if I can get through
what's up, Charles?
A couple weeks of this, maybe I'll feel better. Maybe I'll feel slimmer. Maybe I will be slimmer. So we'll see what happens. Charles Tiffy's out there. Welcome. I don't know. Why not? Why not give it a shot? I'm gonna try it. See what happens.
It's not gonna hurt.
I hate water. I always have. I always used to tell my buddies, water's for brushing your teeth and taking showers. And now I'm drinking it. So we'll see what happens.
Richard Stevens says, Ray, was your windage zero back to where it was before the last match when you had to change it on the first stage? I actually left it there and re-zeroed my turret. I just re-zeroed the turret out because remember I had to go the 3/10. I just went ahead and left it in there, and then I just loosened the cap, put it on 0, and that was it. It was good.
No shiver in DW. Did you shiver at all?
No. Someone asked how the cold affected. Okay, so remember, cold air is more dense. Okay, think about it in your house. We've talked about this before.
So it's going to drop.
Yeah, but think about how the cold air settles. It's heavier than warm air. Hot air rises, cold air falls. So when you have these cold temperatures, or when it started to drop, I noticed I was impacting slightly lower. So what I did was I came up a 10th. I actually did that on the shoot-off stage. I actually came up a 10th. At 100 yards, because of the temps, I was 2 mils. Normally that's 1.8 or 1.9 on the Voodoo at 100 yards. 2 barely nicked the bottom, and I came up another 10th, and it was square on. So, yes, it does affect you.
I appreciate it, Matt Cross. Yeah. Keep me going. Keep me motivated to do it. I need motivation.
Get the little powder stuff. It works great.
Oh, the flavor stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. I seriously just kind of want to go through being miserable. Like just deal with it.
You just love being miserable.
I do love being. After having to be miserable with that match, well, I'll keep it going. I was cold, man. And I had halfway decent good gear on. Your energy will return. You just have to purge that sugar. Bill Sweeney, Bill made it on this thing, right?
Yeah.
So we signed up for the next match, which is an awesome match. Chris Simmons runs a freaking spot on match, and the next one is the 27th.
27th.
Yeah, March 27th. So that's I'm looking forward to that one as well. Clinton House. Can we talk about that?
Yeah, Clinton House Plantation in Clinton, South Carolina is scheduled to start doing rimfire matches. I actually conferred with someone today because they asked me about distances and whatnot. And I said, honestly, guys, you need to keep it 350 and in. I said, make sure you have the right steel selection because anything past 350, it's hard to spot the impacts. You're not really going to hear the impacts. And I think it'll be enjoyable for most people, especially if it's their first year doing it. So, yeah, they're supposed to start those up this year.
Okay, so Matt Spruce wants to know, y'all shooting any center fire this year or focusing more on rim fire?
No, we will shoot center fire.
I'm just loving the rim fire, but I mean, I will shoot. I need to shoot.
I'm planning on doing the CD match, the Team Steel Safari. I don't know who I'm shooting it with. We'll get to that when we get there. But the Steel Safari we had to cancel because of work. As a matter of fact, we found out today we both have to be in attendance at the March Madness PSA event in South Carolina at Sawmill. And that's March 17th. I think there's going to be a lot of YouTubers, a lot of vendors there.
As long as it doesn't mess up my shooting
I
stuff.
don't know if it's open to the public. It's one day out of the month. Dick,
I'm retired. If there's a match,
there's a match the following weekend.
a man must know his limitations.
That's it.
Yep, tea has more caffeine than coffee. I have heard that, Lynn.
Yeah.
Let's see. That's amazing. DW, blah, blah, blah. It's not just the sugar. There's caffeine in tea. Yeah, and that's like right here I have a 50-50, and I'm trying to save it for tomorrow. That's so sad. So my fridge used to be stocked with tea, right?
Yeah.
And I got these things in there now. So we'll see what happens. This I'm not saying this is gonna work. I mean, until tomorrow I might drink twice as much sweet tea. Who knows? But I'm gonna try to keep going on it. So anyways.
Guys, I firmly believe that this year will be a big year for rimfire. You know, someone asked about centerfire. Well, I have a lot of friends that weren't ready, that weren't prepared, and they don't have bullets components. They can't get any factory ammunition. They can't get 6 Creed. They can't get 6.5 Creed. But they had, you know, CCI standard velocity. I think it was because there was such a big run on 22 years ago. I think people bought 22 and had it. And honestly, you know, you can go out there with an RPR rimfire and be absolutely competitive. You can. If you spend a little bit of time working on positions, don't make the same mistakes we made and buy too many bags or get too many bags. Just pick a bag. Whether it's a game changer, fortune cookie, I don't care. Just pick a bag. Make it simple. I didn't even
use my fortune cookie.
Yeah, I used the fortune cookie twice. I took it up. I could have used it with the sandsock gear, but just keep it simple. Just go out there and practice some positional stuff. Work on keeping everything level. Work on breaking the trigger clean. And just get you some small little rimfire targets.
That's all you need.
Very easy, and that's it. You only need a 100-yard range.
Hell, all you need is one of those short ladders.
Just think about it, guys.
Short
With a 50-yard
ladder.
zero, you're going to be dialing 2 mils. Okay, you're already going to be dialing 2 mils. So set some stuff at 75 yards at 6/10.
Yeah.
You know the difference between 50 and 100 yards at 75. You're going to be about 6 to 7/10 on the elevation.
I have one of those, Shaggy. It's actually in the dishwasher right now.
Tea also has antioxidants and caffeine.
See, and that was the reason why I used to drink tea. That was one of the big reasons, antioxidants. Now, I can still drink tea.
Yeah.
I just have to drink shitty tea with no sugar.
Yeah. Tyler Orth says he can shoot rimfire for 4 years for the price of 1 year of centerfire. Yeah. Matt Cross, what kind of optics are you using for rimfire? Matt, you're going to use the same stuff you use for centerfire. You're going to put a scope on top of that rifle that's definitely going to cost more than that rifle, more than likely. Probably, yeah. I mean, you don't have to. You don't have Vortex. You know, the Vortex you have here, it was $400. The Diamondback on the RPR. Yeah, that's a production class rifle, and you can still be very competitive with that. Yes, you can. Charles Tiffy says he can't wait for his new chassis to get here. Wonder what he got. Yeah, what did you get? Oh, I already know what he got. What did he get? If it was his post that he had put out on Facebook, it was one of those. What the hell's that called? One of the ones from Hickory out here. This wooden. No, it's that. It's not. It's like. Oh, I got a foundation. Foundation. I think. Yeah, there you go, Charles. Foundation. Yeah, gotcha. He was selling his MDT. Remember, I showed you that thing. I go, Charles is selling his MDT and got the foundation. Just swap over your centerfire gear and roll with it. Yep, that's it. Exactly. That's it. Pint size wax canvas heavy fill. There you go. There's no doubt in my mind that doing rimfire shooting is going to make you a better centerfire PRS shooter. That was the whole point of us shooting. Yeah, it was as a trainer. Yeah. Yeah. That's the reason why we got into this damn rabbit hole. Yeah, I have heard of Bad Rock, Jakaki. Sure have. Actually, I think I saw some of them today. I was on, I think Altus had some on there.
Sugar-free. 1 sleepy tea bag, 1 cup hot water, 2 spoonfuls of honey, and 3 shots of brandy. That sounds pretty good there.
LR21.
LR21. How's it going?
How accurate is the M&P 1522? Not accurate enough to shoot in a PRS rimfire match.
No, that's more for like a trainer. Like,
I think it's a good trainer for an
like
AR
AR style. You
training.
But
Could you shoot a match? Yes. And I don't
would you
know.
have fun? Yes, but could you be competitive?
I've
Probably
never
not.
put a
I think you ought to shoot a match with that thing.
No, heck no.
I'll be right back.
You'll before I open my mouth and eat a bunch of crow here, I've never taken a turret scope and put it on an M&P 15. Maybe I would be surprised. I don't know, but it's very doubtful. There's too many moving parts and things like that. It's a sleeve barrel. I won't share my Diet Coke. Nope. Yeah, Josh Thomas, John Kreiderman is going chassis, full MPA, BA hybrid with a Voodoo action. He might have it by that March 27th match. I'm not sure. Charles Tiffy, think I'm going to take a plunge and buy a dang Voodoo. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's hard not to. It really is. It really is. If you're curious about targets and barricades, go to NRL 22 website. Lots of info there. Yeah, there is. And there's also a lot of rules. NRL 22 and NRL 22X have different rules. This match that we went to was an NRL 22X match with 0 restrictions. And I was, believe it or not, guys, I was actually I was going to put the Raptor on that 22. I was going to go and get it dialed in. And I told Rick, I said, I'm not going to do it because if I end up winning, people are going to say I cheated because I had the Raptor. Plain and simple.
Oh, yeah, they would have.
And I was like, yeah, I'm not going to do it.
And I told him that.
I don't know if I need it.
I go, if you win, it's not a win. Like, correct. You won't feel like it's a win.
But no equipment
restrictions. There's my buddy, Josh Thomas. Josh Thomas. He's going to be hanging out with us, and we're going to shoot his rifle the day before the match.
Yes, I heard that.
So I think he's going to stay the night at the house here.
JT Holds asked a good question. Have you compared barrel accuracies? Basically, my Bartland versus your Ace.
We have not.
I know, but looking at groups that we shoot, I don't think there's any discernible difference.
Well,
very, very little.
So I ate not lunch, dinner with Matt, and he's like, I wonder, and he was kind of saying that, like, I wonder if we got like just some swap out some barrels and kind of see which one's the best.
Charles Tiffy, I'm going to agree with you on that. Spy Sweeper asked RPR versus CZ. CZ does make a great rifle. Josh is on here, and he's got the CZ MTR. He won production division, first time he'd ever shot a rimfire match, so it was good enough for that, and he shot it in production division. His price point was low enough.
Yeah,
I think that CZ is a heck of a rifle.
I think Josh's first match though was his first match, but he's probably shot.
He's a very
100 PRS style center fire matches. Guy's too good. He's too good.
Who, Josh? No, he's a USPSA shooter.
He's too good. He's too good. I think he's a sleeper. He's just pretending.
So Tyler Orr said he just saw some Bergara tests. I did reach out to Bergara because I did win the BXR, which already had one. And so I'm trying to work out something with them and maybe try to review one of the B14Rs. We'll see what happens. I might have upgraded my optic as well.
Oh, touche.
See, he's coming after us.
Well, he's got a freaking nice rifle.
He's a good shooter.
He's a damn good shooter.
How many yards max in a match? It varies on the match director.
If it's an X,
so we shot 500 at that Yemisi match, and it was exactly 500 yards. Chris Simmons said when he runs his matches, he says it's going to be really, really tough. Magneto speeds don't work reliably. You have to have steel thickness that's right in order for them to work, and this, that, and the other. 350 and in is realistic. Maybe 375.
And what he had said I think on the interview that when I interviewed him that day is he wanted most people to be able to reach out, like with most factory rifles, be able to hit some of those targets.
Josh Thomas, Diamondback Tactical to the Athlon Helos BTR Gen 2, $3 lower than the MSRP cap. He's squeezing every last penny out of that thing.
I'm going to check that trigger. We're going to make sure this thing's in the production division.
What do you think of a Bergara barreled action dropped in a chassis versus CZ versus Voodoo? Ooh.
I cannot stand. No, I'm thinking.
know.
I do not like CZ freaking
Magazines.
I just hate them. Those little mini AK mags that just drive me nuts for some reason. And you can't get, well, you can get a +2 to it, right?
Yeah.
Which will give you what, 12?
12.
But there's no way to get 15. All right. Voodoo, best B14 than the CZ.
Probably going to
Charles
agree.
Ticky says, there's a reason why you can feel a lot more confident shooting farther distances with the CZ. I just feel like I can, when it's like past 200, I feel like that's where the Voodoo money kicks in.
I don't know. You remember Matt shot that CZ of Ellis.
How's the helos? I'm looking at the Cronus.
I know nothing about those scopes. So he's asking Josh that.
B14 has some issues.
Matter of fact, I have a Scarab Microtech from 2003. Great blade.
I had seen your comment,
They are.
LR21. Yeah, he had commented on that. He's got that in the Halo 3. I think that was the comment I had read. CZ just ain't my deal either. Yeah, awesome rifles. I just do not like the magazine. The Bergara is cool because it's got the regular AICS. Yeah. His stomach growling. Little Cricket. That's right, your pal Matt. Oh, no, he loves.
Orson Humphrey signed up for the VOD match. Do I need to join PRS for that? No, you do not.
No. Awesome, Orson.
Until you get there. We're in squad 1 if there's a spot.
Yeah, bring your $60 and have a great time, man. It's going to be awesome. There's quite a few people that go out there and be like, let's see, Talking Rock, there's nothing wrong. Talking Rock. Love you, buddy. Stay safe out there. There is when you're shooting a competition. Can't find that little damn magazine. Like, where's that thing?
That's why I have the CZ mag holder to go on the left side of the rifle.
Yeah. I have heard you complain about the Tika mags a lot. Yeah. As well. Let's see. Cricket in a chassis is bad to the bone. The little Cricket, if you're talking about Matt, we just call that one rifle.
We call it Little Cricket.
Little Cricket, yeah.
What other information could we share with them about the match that was different than most, or
the cold weather was the thing that was different?
What I'm going to say is
painted.
On these blind stages, think outside of the box. Okay. And there were a lot of people that were thinking outside of the box. There was one gentleman that on the rooftop stage, you were not required to use
the roof prop.
The prop. He actually shot that entire stage using his tripod. It didn't work out well for him, but he tried it. I saw every position known to man. Some people used tripods, some didn't. Some used bags, some didn't. Just try to be creative, but do it quickly. Always be looking for those targets on a blind stage because you don't know what you're going into. It was so funny because I already had the feeling that I hate to say this, guys, I'm going to share this with you. I already had a feeling that I was going to be able to do well at this match. On the very last stage, we were in such a rush to get to the next shooter. I walked backwards down to the stage. Everybody's like, what are you doing? I was like, I don't want anybody saying that I'm looking at the targets or trying to find targets as I'm working my way to the next shooter area. And, that people are crazy. After hearing the whole thing about Mini X and, you had too much coaching. Well, it's allowed. You just never know how people will be. You never know.
You never know. That's true. I would say that even though targets are painted bright orange, especially if it's new in the day and they haven't been blasted and they're all turned to gray, even though it's sitting right there, like you get focused, right? Like the tree one. The tree one, you're shooting through a V of a tree, and you see like right when you get up on the rifle, you're like, oh, there's one right there, and you still got 9 more to find. And I was searching left of the tree and right of the tree, and all I needed to do was look higher up, and it was just higher up into the mountain. And so don't get complacent. The one stage, I found all 8 of them, and I'm like, where is that last 2 at? And it was like 35 yards away and just like 60 degrees to my right. And I was like, So
can you zoom that out? I can't see exactly what I'm seeing here. All right, so just really quickly, somebody said something about Rick and more prep time and all this. I did critique Rick a little bit because I got to see some of his stages, and they had, you guys know what a spinner is. It basically looks like a lollipop.
You're gonna tell me.
I'm going to tell them this.
No,
it looks like
good.
a lollipop.
This is called cockiness.
With this, and it's got one on the bottom here, right? Now, theirs are a little wider like this. And I looked at it, and I knew that was a rimfire spinner. You had to shoot one at the bottom, you had to shoot one at the top, and then you were good. You did not have to spin this, okay? But when you hit one of these, it moved violently. I don't mean just a little bit. It moved violently. And to make things even a little trickier, they bladed it slightly, okay, just slightly. So instead of this swinging forwards like this, you were actually seeing it swing a little bit of an angle. I shot the bottom one, immediately went to another target, came back, and this had settled. Rick went bam, miss. I mean, this thing's doing like this, okay? And then he misses
but
again.
I felt like I could time it. So like when you're in the middle of this madness, that's great. I
want him to learn.
I'm like, I'll just this is easy. Like we shoot stuff moving, our targets are moving, and we'll like try to do the know your limits, and as you're like ding ding dinging across, the thing's shaking, and it's like, oh, I'm just gonna go for it.
Yeah, but that thing was moving a lot. I was like, nope, I'm going over here.
Yeah,
and I came back and it stopped.
I felt like, it ain't a big deal. I got this. But when you're dealing with points, and the first shot, you guys know it's 10 points. But if you miss it, now you're down to just being able to get 5. And then if you screw it up like I did,
you get 1
point. On the second shot, you get 1 point.
You just dropped 9 points.
9 points.
Yeah.
Well, you could have just blasted these ones, come back, and that thing would be sitting again. And it was an easy target. And that was a blue one.
Yeah, so someone asked about camouflage. All of the bonus targets were dark blue, and they were hard as crap to find.
Now
there was one target that pissed me off a little bit. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
We're going to say this is a target. It was actually bladed like this, where I could see the edge and just a little piece. When we got done, I was like, I never found that target. And he goes, well, you were on it. I was like, you talking about the bladed one?
Yeah,
he goes,
yeah.
And I said, I called that out, but it was bladed. I even told the RO, I said, that one's bladed. I see the full edge. That must be for the other stage. Because on some of the stages, you could see the other targets in the woods. He's like, no, that was it. That was there by design. I'm like, who does that?
Yeah, because the one guy goes, oh, I shot it.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. You had, I don't remember what numbers it was. It was like 9 and 10. And 10, they go up and they say, the animal ones, don't shoot the animal ones because those are for the next stage. But when you're going through and you're looking for orange, even Oscar found orange flagging.
Yeah, he did. He did.
So he was getting all crazy on some different positions. So got a couple good questions out here. Let me see.
Spy Sweeper, you're only allowed to shoot 22 long rifle. You're not allowed to shoot mag or 17 HMR.
Bill Sweeney, the code works for shooting target 7. And it's inexpensive, and it is a nice rimfire, know your limits. It works awesome. Rick and Ray, what is your thoughts on the weights of the chassis on the fence? Get the weights. If you don't mind carrying the extra weight, make the rifle balance. If you don't need weights to make the rifle balance, like I've been shooting that one, and I don't have any weights for it, but it's very butt heavy. And compared to my centerfire one, I can put that thing on just about anything. It's like perfectly balanced. I don't have to worry about it falling, and it works perfect. So I actually ordered weights, and those will be here who knows when.
And I'm going to go ahead and say this because someone made this comment, and I don't want anyone to take it the wrong way. I'm just going to be honest here. So DW commented a minute ago, iron sights match. And a lot of guys like iron sights. I referenced this in my video. So the guy that you guys saw in the video, John Solinsky, he was the head. He's also a Team Voodoo shooter, but he was the head coach for the United States Marine Corps rifle team. So I shot with those guys for years. I used to stay down there in the barracks, and we shot iron sights across the course, 200, 300, and 600 yards. There are a lot of guys that are very, very, very good at iron sights. Not just a little bit good, but very, very good. And I still attribute all of that shooting and all those years of shooting because now I have a scope. Now it's that much easier. There's a lot of really good guys with irons. And, I love iron sights just as much as I like scope stuff. And that's even more of a challenge for sure. But, if you ever have a chance to shoot in one of those, it's a lot more slower pace to shoot in a high-power rifle match. But it might be something you enjoy. It's positional shooting. It's 200, 300, 600, standing, kneeling, and prone.
Is that the one you get 20 minutes?
Well, on the last stage is 600 yards with iron sights. You're prone, no bipod. You're just a sling, so none of the rifle can touch the ground. You have 20 rounds, 20 minutes. Yeah.
That's what makes
it's grueling to be down at Camp Lejeune on the line for 20 minutes when it's 105 degrees out in a full stiff shooting jacket. Your hand's already going dead, and you're trying to place 10s all day long. Instead of getting any 9s or 8s. It really helps.
What is the Raptor you guys talked about, and that would have been called cheating?
Okay, so JT holds. I have what they call a Wilcox Raptor. The military uses it. Delta uses it. And I've been using one for a couple of years. A lot of these ruck matches, the military style matches or LEO mill sniper matches, you're going to see most of those guys all running Raptors. Raptor is basically a laser range finding device that pairs up with your Kestrel. And so once you get them married up, you can literally pull the scope up, hit the button, and as soon as you hit the button, it's going to tell you the distance and what the hold is. It is that quick. I did a video on it probably 2 years ago. It's very expensive. It's about $6,000. But when the match director says no equipment limitations, because it was a blind stage match, I was like, it'll work for 22 because it's linking up with the Kestrel. It doesn't have to have the Kestrel. It can store that information. But yeah, it works from 0 out to 1,500 meters, and it's put it on it, go.
Big Country says Patriot Valley makes a 22 long rifle drop in that is a 1 in 12 twist. Claims it will give you 20% smaller groups at long range. What are your thoughts? Never heard of that.
I know Patriot Valley because that's what Brandon has for his center fire, but I know nothing about that rimfire.
Yeah,
at all.
1 in 12.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, you timed your trigger, but not the bullet hit. Add some weights up front. Yeah, I'd get some weights for sure. Big Country twist rate changes the bullet weight, not distance. Bullet length is why the faster twist is needed for some stuff, not weight. That's how I learned to hunt.
Yep, high power shooting.
Yeah. You gentlemen have a good night. LR21, you have a great night as well. Stay safe, LR21. Stay warm. If you're in those towns that have no power.
Yeah, Spot Sweeper says, wow, the Raptor sounds awesome, but that's no fun. Yeah, it's no fun when you show up to a match and there's 25 to 30 SF guys from 3rd group or 5th group
that all
they're running Raptors.
Yeah.
There is a distinct advantage on a team sniper match if you're running Raptors. There's no doubt about it. When I won Snipers Unknown in 2018, we had Raptors, but so did almost everyone else. I mean, it's crazy. But yeah, I mean, a lot of those teams are going to be running them.
I ran one in New Mexico. No.
A lot of times I don't use it. I took it with me to the
I didn't use it once.
To the the Bushnell Elite last February when Bryson and I took 3rd place. I took it with me and then took it off the rifle.
See, Joshua Thomas says Voodoo is going down that road as well. They say a 9 twist at 22-inch barrel for a 40 grain is a killer at distance.
Mm.
See, so with everybody really getting into the rimfire stuff,
It's pushing that envelope. People are learning different
They're
things.
working on more science for it to see what they can get. Jerry Parker says, smash the thumbs up button. Thanks, Jerry. Appreciate it.
Next center fire match. No idea.
Yeah, I don't even know. I'm not out of 22 rimfire yet.
Yeah, but I look, it's a shame because NRL 22, their season, if you join your membership, it runs from June until May. That's how it runs. So right now they're still into the 2020 season. Okay.
2020 season?
Yeah. Even though we're in 2021. But I had to buy a membership because I was told by the guys because of my finish and then the 5th place finish at the other one that if I submit those points, I should get an invitation to nationals. All of the remaining matches are out west in either Texas or Colorado for the rest of the 2020 season, which is crazy. Yeah, what's center fire? That's right.
Exactly. -1 here. Man, that's crazy. Charles Tippy's in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
-4 currently. Damn. That's too damn cold. I mean, it's just too cold. Talking Rock. I said, damn.
A lot of 22 makers are going with the faster twist due to the new bullets released for ELR.
That'll be interesting, too, to see what kind of science they really start pumping out. I know they're
already working on
a 22
turn bullets.
Yeah, which is pretty crazy. We're going to be spending the same amount of money for a rimfire as we will center fire when these guys get done. Nationals are just south of me in New Haka. Not sure if they're going to have an NRL 22X match out here this year or not. Hopefully. I don't know. I've been loving this stuff. Read about guys using a 1-7 twist for those 60 grain ELR rounds.
Yeah. See, for now, though, I'm not switching ammo. I bought enough to last me for that voodoo. I'm just going to if it gets to the point where it gets to that, I'm just going to keep shooting what I have.
Yeah, see, Josh ain't messing around.
No, he's doing all the research and everything.
Yeah. He said he's going to shoot every day, except for the few days that he has his chassis at Lapua.
Yeah,
Lapua, how do you say it? And but other than that, he's going to shoot every day, getting ready for this match. It's pretty awesome.
He'll probably win it.
He probably will. Matt wants me to shoot production just so we can battle it out. Battle it out.
Who?
Matt P.
He doesn't shoot production.
No, me and Josh.
Josh won't be in production.
Yeah, Josh Thomas is in production.
He's going to do production now?
He was in production last time.
Yeah, he got a different schedule. That's right, 3. I thought he was going to step it up.
Now I got all
I don't think you
this
want to
pressure.
shoot against Josh.
I know.
No, because
he's good.
You're a production rifle here. I don't think you can compete with what he's got.
No, I can't.
I think you're already starting off with a foot in the hole.
3 crowns. We had one. Let's see. Are y'all shooting solid lead bullets or copper plated? We're shooting the
solid lead.
Solid lead
Center
with
X.
wax on it. No, we'll have some fun, Josh, when you come out. Hopefully my boss gives me the day off on Friday.
I'm not your boss. We work in the same office together. We just get it done. That's all we do.
Get it done.
Hey,
this water
let me ask
sucks.
you this. Should we take off Friday?
Friday?
Before the match?
Yeah.
Then we're off. There we go.
Ba-bam.
Easy.
I'm in Tulsa.
All right.
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Matt Cross, he is retired, but he now works at Microtech. He works under the MDI division. So
Ta-da.
myself, Rick, and Sam work together. It's just 3 of us, and as long as we get the job done, we have a very
so we may work
flexible schedule.
We may work really late one night in order to get a Friday off, but it's worth it.
Yeah. So like for this match, we took Tuesday off, and then we took Friday off to leave for the match. But we got the work done. So
we got all the work done. That's it. Why show up on
will the match you guys shot be shown of the official NRL YouTube channel?
There was nobody videoing.
No, it was too cold.
There was nobody videoing anything.
Got 2 Ultratechs. Love them. Awesome, Josh. Nice.
Have to meet. What's that say?
We actually, I'm going to share some information with you guys. So we actually didn't have anything to do with the knives whatsoever. We were just suppressor and I'm not going to call it skunk works, but doing all kind of cool stuff. There's some stuff I actually have on I can't show you right now because it's still in the works. He knows what I'm talking about. But there is a new division, and myself, Sam, and Rick are actually building some knives, and that's been added to our schedule. So, Rick, you actually built your first scarab the other day.
Yep.
And what was that like? Actually, start to finish building a knife, building a higher end knife.
I wanted to take that knife and stab it in my eyeball. No, when we were doing the inlays,
yeah,
there was a lot of time and effort. Now,
I'm
going to give you guys
out of his mouth.
Hold on.
Now I know why these damn things cost so much.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
That's exactly what he said.
You guys,
verbatim.
You have to realize these are not machines putting these inlays in, and they're not machines that are doing this hand grind this and all this. When you're getting one of these knives, you're paying for all the steps it takes to get it done. You don't know what you don't know. Mm-hmm. And they're expensive, but they're badass too. There you go. I'll leave it at that.
So Rick's over there making the knife, and I've been around this long enough. I was like, you know what? You need to go downstairs. You need to get some of that sports tape and go ahead and make you a fake thumb, something you can slide your thumb in. And so he was like, man, my thumb's getting worn out. I said, yeah, you want to do that. So he goes downstairs, and he has this removable thumb. It was like a big removable thumb, and you stick it on there because when you're working,
we all have one.
Yeah. This is the smart way to do it. Otherwise, you will have no meat.
You're testing these things upside down,
right side up, and that's the first QC because we're building these from start to finish, but we're not in charge of packaging or shipping or any of that. So we have a certain run of knives that myself, Sam, and Rick are going to be responsible for. And basically, you're going to test them about 10 times up, 10 times down, make sure it feels right. And then when it goes off to go into sharpening and all that, then when it goes into QC, those guys are going to fire it another, good gosh, I don't know how many times. It's insane. Just before it goes out the door.
Do an Ultra Tech, right? And you probably get, I don't know, 23 or so before you start.
Is no joke.
Yeah. When you push this button, things are happening. Who's texting you? Let's see. I'm doing some work as a machining consultant. You guys call me anytime. Joshua, the spun bullets won't be allowed to be shot in an NRL PRS style matches. What? That's cool.
Yeah, so Bill, I just got your text.
Oh, that's nice.
It is, and it's rare in color. But man, that's
what is it?
It's probably $100 cheaper than a new one, but that's a sought after color. But it does look legit to me on what I could tell.
Yeah, there's a bunch of fakes out there, so be careful. That if you're going, I can buy this thing $300 under what it's supposed to be at, you're probably buying a fake. Just so you know.
Hold on. I hope no one goes in on those spun ELR bullets. Let's not make what's great about rimfire as annoying as center fire. And I've been hearing some
if somebody's
different results on those spun ELR bullets as well.
I'm not reloading 22. Will not do it.
You have to shoot factory ammo. Okay.
That's cool.
I'm not spending more than Center X prices for 22. Orson, I agree with you 100%.
Agree.
I'm right there with you.
And that's the thing. There's better stuff out there, but for what we're doing, it is perfectly doable. And you're saving a ton of money compared to a lot of the other stuff.
Shaggy says, guess how many eggs I got from the chickens today? Well, my chickens are on strike right now. We only get 2 a day. So if he's got 200 chickens, 150 chickens, how many chickens?
How many chickens? I don't know. How many chickens you got? I'll tell you how many.
0. Bill Sweeney there, Microtech dealer. Yeah, it looked legit. 17 Shaggy.
That's a great color too, man.
Yeah.
I love that color. I have
10 chickens.
I'm going to go. Did you say 1 day?
Okay.
I'm going to go 11. I'm going 11.
He's going to go 11. I'm going to ask this. Do you have a heating lamp or anything, or your chickens just kind of
chilling
on their own,
chilling.
which they say is the best way. Makes them more resilient.
They don't lay eggs though.
So, yeah, if he doesn't
I
have
said
heat
11.
lamps,
Carrie?
I would say
6. No heat
I
lamp.
don't know.
6.
You know what? I don't know. Yeah, wrong time of year. Okay, I don't know how many of you guys are going to believe this, but I used to have a chicken that laid 2 eggs a day. Somebody told me it was impossible and that they'd never
it's
seen
not
that.
impossible.
And I was like, you call it impossible if you want. Come to my house. This chicken lays 2 eggs a day, every day, all day long. And we had that chicken forever. I didn't know chickens lived that long. And she passed away last year. We actually buried her in the range in the berm.
Nice.
Yeah, that's where she's at.
That's a good spot.
They unionize and don't do
More
shit.
than 1 egg, Shaggy.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah. I don't know. I it's just a wild guess.
A little of both. I'll go with 11 then. Still going with 11. 8, 6, 7, 5.
If you have lights on, they lay year round. Daytime. Yeah, exactly. 3 eggs. I said 2. That was close.
Dang. See, you guys can do your own giveaways. That's pretty awesome.
That's it.
Pretty awesome.
All right. What's some other information we can share? Oh, okay. So, look, I don't have any to sell, so it doesn't matter anyway.
Drew Bradley.
The Bad MF. You chose to run it on your tripod, like an organizer on the tripod.
Mm-hmm.
That's typically not what you can do during a ruck style match. But in this match, it was a relaxed ruck style, if you will.
Well,
Right?
you didn't have to hike very far.
Yeah. So I put mine on the back of the pack. Now, it was a lifesaver for me. It's doing exactly what I designed it to do, and I had everything right there, mag changes, reload, and all that.
Yeah.
So what are some other pieces of equipment, things that you carried that was critical, essential? Number 1, batteries, okay?
Batteries.
Guys, when you shoot in cold weather, your
Carabiner.
Kestrel and your SIGs, your binos, all that will eat freaking batteries. Guys, batteries were going dead. We bought some the night before. If you're running an LRA or something with an in-style battery or a CR1, you're not going to find those at CVS or Walgreens.
Those are a pain in the ass to find.
Yeah.
We're always on the search for those damn things.
Thanks, Talking Rock. I appreciate it. See you, Matt Cross.
The thing is when it's on the tripod and it's folded the way I have it so it'll hold stuff.
Yeah.
It works well, but the problem is if you could do that, but then at the end, that one piece, because right now the outside flap has to come in to cover it to make the pocket. What it would be nice is if you could just close it and leave it on the tripod as you hike.
Gotcha.
That's where like I almost cut the one panel out.
Do what you got to do, man.
But then I'm like, well, then I need it for
I've
this
seen so
more.
much creativity on how these things can be configured.
What's the
It's
chance
actually
you
pretty
got?
awesome.
Guys got a Bad MF ready for me to buy when I get there.
Josh, I can hold you one. I can't promise what color. I can definitely pull you one aside because I do have another shipment coming in at the end of this week.
I got a purple one for you, Josh.
There were 8 units that fell out due to my QC. I looked at it and I said, I'm not happy with this at all. And so they're having to actually rebuild me 8 more bags. They can't even use any single part off the other ones. I just wasn't happy with the alignment on some stuff. And it was, I don't know, it's a good bag, but I want the quality there. And so I will hold you one. If you had a preference, Coyote or multicam, just let me know.
Charles Tiffy says the best. I would say his best advice he says I can give tonight is don't overcomplicate PRS or NRL. Take what you got. Go have fun.
Absolutely. That's it.
Well
That's
said.
a mouthful right there.
Buy the camo. It looks great. It does look great. Dozen eggs or Bad enough. Winner chooses prize.
Oh, color doesn't matter. Oh man, you know what? You and Josh can be battling it out. You might have to take the CZ or the Ruger.
Color doesn't matter. I just want to stick discouraging note for Rick all over it. That's what. That's the reason why I like Josh, because
he likes to give it back.
I like to give it back.
Yeah,
I like
to
to smack talk and know that I'm not offending anybody. And I'm hoping to get it back.
We don't heckle each other while we're shooting.
No, we don't.
If somebody's shooting, we don't do any of that crap. It's not like,
no,
this is last one. Don't miss this last one.
Oh, that one looks tough.
That's a way to get somebody ticked off. We
No, it's like before like this right now.
Yeah, or even at the match, we'll goof off.
Yeah.
But when it's time to shoot, we do let you do your business and all that. No grab assing or anything, or it's a horseplay, whatever you want to call it. But no, it's fun. It's all about having fun. That's it. We're not getting shot at. 45 we're shooting and having fun.
That's right. Actually, the dinosaur came before the chicken. Chickens came first. That's funny. How long have we been yapping for? Is it time?
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half. Minutes. I could tell. I was wondering what the hell.
See, that's an internal clock. Oh, here we go. Here's another one. Here's another one. So if you guys have never done a PRS match or an NRL match or anything, there's something that you will see. You will see a lot of. You will see kitchen timers. Okay, they'll take a strip of Velcro and they'll take like a little egg timer or a little kitchen timer, and they will mount it on the left side of the rifle if they're a right-handed shooter. They'll go ahead and set their stage time for, let's say if it's 90 seconds, they might put 80 seconds or 75 seconds on there, so that it'll give them a warning, so they'll know when they're right down to the last shots. While we were there, the guy from Louisiana, the guy from Louisiana with the Milwaukee jacket actually had a ring, and it was a ring that went on his index finger that had a little digital clock on it. It was the coolest little thing. Not that I would run one of those, but he had one. So I have a way, because a watch doesn't always work because your hands are going to be occupied, because we had to start the magazine out, all equipment in hand, and when the buzzer went off, then you could drop stuff or go or whatever. So trying to do this and hold your watch to stop it, you could do it after the fact, but then you're going to be 3-4 seconds behind the clock. Yeah. Being able to do that, I think the egg timer works because you're not having to hold it. You just hit it with your other hand, and you can start the clock.
You guys think the Kestrel HUD is worth it, since you can also trigger
Charles Tiffy, small finger timer vibrates. Yeah,
Josh, I have the HUD.
Don't buy it. No, it's junk. It's not junk.
I would say for the stuff that we're doing, it doesn't. You can't put. The problem is you have to input the data for the stage, and it's just a pain in the butt. And the timer sucks because it doesn't beep. It just it flashes, and you can't see that anyways. It goes from a white screen to a black flash.
I personally was bummed. Get the HUD.
Yeah, I was bummed that it doesn't make noise or vibrate or do something.
XLR sells a mount.
You can mess with mine when you come over.
So XLR actually makes a timer mount, I guess.
XLR sells a mount for your chassis ray. Huh.
I don't know. I got another chassis coming. Should be here this week.
I'd like to see the ring thing.
Do you guys ever seen the elevation indicator? Now, Drew Bradley, if you're talking about a sine cosine indicator, most people don't know how to use those. And the thing is unless you want to know exactly what the angle is for whatever reason, you can do all of that other stuff on Street Lock and everything else. I mean, that used to be a thing way back in the 80s and 90s. You can do it on your spotting. I don't know anybody that uses
12 degrees.
Yeah, the SIGs will do
SIGs do all that.
Yeah, and it's going to figure it all out for you. But just having the one that moves inside the window, don't buy it.
That one's by David Tubbs.
I don't know. No, David Tubbs was.
No,
I don't think he was the inventor of that, but because it was way before.
I think he sells a version of that goes on the left side of the reticle. Or not.
It mounts where the thumb rest goes on the other side. And the correct answer is 96 eggs. What? You did not have 13 chickens lay 96 eggs in a day. Unless he hasn't been there in a while.
I did that one time. I came back from vacation. I have a picture of it somewhere. And you know that corrugated metal?
Yeah.
There was a normal cover for the chickens, but then I had this thing so they could go into their nest boxes. Yeah. And it was just solid eggs all the way down. I'm like, I threw them all away.
Thanks, +5. I appreciate it.
Does Tubbs shoot the 22 matches? I don't know. I know he does a lot of centerfire stuff.
Yeah, he was really big in the high power. That's where he really, I think, made his name.
Oh, +5's out there. What up, +5? Tell Rick it was 96 for the last 14 days. Average of 5 to 6.
Too many, DW. That's too many omelets.
That's a lot of omelets. Actually, it's just one big omelet. So it's only one. How many omelets will 96 eggs make? one big ass omelet. All right, you guys.
What's some other information, real quick? I'm trying to share knowledge here. Oh, bipods.
Oh, I bought some bipods.
Okay, so if you didn't catch the live stream, Rick was trying to decide between
the PRS
SkyPod, the double SkyPod, or the standard SkyPod.
Yep.
Guess which one he chose?
A lot of these guys will know already. Tub is shooting ELR now. Talking Rock says. We're almost up to 16 dozen in the fridge. Nice. Both. JT holds. See?
Yeah, see these guys all watched it.
So yeah, I ended up going with the PRS style, and then also I went with the 2.
Okay, so I ran the double.
I did not want to, trust me, but at some point you're just gonna go, I just said hell with it and just did it. So
there was one stage in particular. And
yeah, you actually
utilized it quite a bit on this, or actually I used it on the whole stage. So basically it was a down slope like this, and you had a max area you could go to.
Get a Kestrel, Orson.
So when you went down this ravine to shoot the targets that were over here, full extension on an Atlas, you couldn't drop the back of the rifle down far enough. So I used the double, got it up higher like this, and I was able to engage the targets that were out. So that double came in huge for me. Now, there were 2 other guys in our squad that had this Sky, I think.
Thanks, Charles.
Yeah, I think so. There's a time and place where it is definitely useful, and that would be on a negative
980 Baja.
On a decline like that.
Orson says, I'm in between buying the Kestrel and keeping the Straylock Pro and getting a weather flow. I don't know. I'm a huge fan of the Kestrel. If you decide to get one, get the one with the link. It costs more, but as you progress, maybe you want to call it that word, you may buy something that is able to link to it. So you click it, it already tells you your data, which is what the SIGs do, and you're going to wish you had bought it. So just buy it.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. I'm going to agree with that because the Straylock Pro works great. That's how I started. But once you actually get the Kestrel in your hands, it's just so much easier. And then if you get the 60,
and you got other rifles, and
yeah, it'll tell you. Now, Gordon Herbert, we appreciate the comment there. Trying to find a Voodoo is tough, no doubt about it. But look,
thanks.
Gordon. There was somebody there that actually said, "I don't recommend a brand new shooter that's never done this by Voodoo. It's a lot of expense.
That was the other. Yeah.
It's a lot of expense. Maybe get started with a 22 that you already have." Go ahead and get you a decent optic because the optic's where it's at.
And spend all your money on ammo practicing is exactly what he said.
And have fun with it, yeah.
No, he had said, use that money that you saved shooting ammo.
See you, Joaquin. Thanks for joining in. Anyone see the new Caldwell chronograph yet?
I have not. If you don't want to spend the cash on an Elite, find a used Sportsman and update it.
Okay, good information. If you're brand new and not sure you will like it, buying a 22, buy a Bergara, shoot it a year, then upgrade. Great advice. And like I said, Charles Tiffy, I actually mentioned something about you today when I responded to that comment. And I appreciate all the knowledge and information and experience that you had as well.
I got a new record of 5 thumbs down. Oh, yeah. One of them was probably Talking Rock. I didn't say any bad words today, did I?
No tablet pouch yet, Drew Bradley.
Someday soon.
Yeah.
Have a good night. See if 5 comes early.
Yeah, Larry Funk, I could do the same. I'm not comparing myself to Tubbs. Not even in the least bit, but at 200 yards, shooting a 308, definitely possible to see your impacts. At least for me. Anyway,
this guy can see. This is what helps you a lot.
I can't see 223.
That's why I feel like I need to get what he caught. Not for me. All right, Talking Rock. Let's see. Helping new shooters and saving them from making mistakes is what this is all about. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
If we can figure out a way to save you money, because I know we've spent a lot of your guys' money. You guys get excited after hearing conversations from you guys in the chats and us sitting here talking about how great something is. You get all pumped up and you're thinking, okay, I could eat top ramen for 2 months and then I could, in peanut butter jelly sandwiches, I could probably buy that thing. So be careful with it.
I'm not going to eat top ramen for 3 months. That's how I got through college.
No, I'm just saying that's what some might be thinking. Like,
I think I might pick up a Bergara B14R. Mike 21 STI. I think it's a great option. We actually saw a couple of them at Palmetto when we were coming back from the Performance Center the other day, and they were like $1,099 or something. It's a full-length magazine, adjustable cheek riser. They're supposed to shoot lights out. I think you'll be good.
Yeah. Test some ammo, see what it likes the best. And
Talking Rock says you can't spend what I don't have. Oh, gotcha. I have spent a small fortune buying bags and trying this and that. That's why I said keep it simple. Charles Tiffy, I agree 100%.
After 18 years of being debt-free, I'm loving this buying all sorts of stuff. Yeah, Drew Bradley.
Yeah.
That's right. That's the thing. Work hard for your money, save it up, and blow it all.
Oh, Bill Sweeney says I'm doing good with mine. I surpass Rick soon.
What do you get?
His Bergara B14R. He says he's going to spank you shooting that voodoo.
Good. I love it. I love pressure.
Is that a helicopter? I thought I heard a Black Hawk out there or something.
It sounds like a helicopter. I feel the
Gordon Bergara.
I feel the presence of a helicopter. Gordon Bergara.
All right.
All right, guys. Anything else?
No, I think we shared as much information as we possibly could about the match.
Yep. No, Rick doesn't love pressure. He just loves being spanked. Yeah. Question is,
you know what? Charles, he can absolutely beat me. I tell Rick and I tell Matt, all these guys, it's just the day. It's just the day. You have good days, you have bad days. Matt actually beat me when we shot the Yemassee match. Matt came in third.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
that was the first time he ever beat you.
First time ever.
And then this match,
I congratulated him.
You did.
The thing is,
and that match I beat Matt on.
Yeah, exactly.
So who knows what's
we're all
going
to be beat. We're not the best. And even if someone is the best, eventually they'll
after I drop your rifle 3 or 4 times and put a couple
twist your knob,
spray paint the turrets and glue everything together. Get those Microtechs on the site soon, Mike says.
I will try my best.
I appreciate it, Gordon. Hopefully you guys had a great night. I had a lot of fun. We had some good conversations.
That's right, Charles. Anybody can be beaten on any given day. You know
what?
The sun does not shine on the same dog all the time.
And you cannot buy yourself a first place by buying gear.
That's right. So Bill Sweeney, this is one of the things we can't get away from. There was somebody at that match that I think it's a shame all these guys that buy their way into the top finishes because of what they're shooting.
Yeah, I can give a shitty shooter all my shit, and they're going to be shitty.
Are they going to be better, Poopy, though? Does good equipment help? It absolutely does.
It does.
In my opinion, it does. If you can see it clearer, you can see the mirage better. If it shoots tighter groups, ultimately it's going to come down to that shooter.
No,
I agree.
Here's what it ultimately comes down to.
For someone to think that they can go out and, let's say USPSA, we got Josh here. So I can give my Infinity to a brand spanking new shooter, or the Akai to a brand new shooter. I can take his Glock. More than likely, I'm going to beat him.
More than likely.
I mean, things could happen.
Yep.
But I can probably tell you that person will shoot better. He will shoot better with that equipment. I've never seen anybody that shoots an Infinity worse than, let's say, a Glock 34. Never. You're going to shoot it better.
It'll only be the one thing. It'll be the draw and
the safety. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
But other than that, once it's off safety,
it will only do so much for you.
And I will say that. So John Kreiderman, I don't know if he's still out there.
I disagree. You can buy a good golf game. Silver Fox.
Give me your stuff. So I told Kreiderman, I'm like, don't you want to be able to say you lost because you lost? Like, if you have great gear, you don't have to go, oh, it's probably this.
Yeah.
Or, oh, I had a bad that, or this scope sucks, or this, you don't got nothing to blame it on but yourself. And that just tells you get out and practice more. Silver Fox is in the
Somebody
house.
commented on my Titleist Toboggan, my cat.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, somebody commented on it. I think it was one of the guys in here right now. And I was like, yeah, believe it or not, I used to be a scratch golfer. I loved golf.
This guy, anything he touches, he's good at.
But
what up, Crowderman?
Back in the day, I like shooting now. That's the thing. Always like shooting. Don't forget to hit that like button.
That's right. And who wants to find a golf ball in the snow anyways?
He says, where the F is Otter? We forgot to bring Otter.
Where the heck is Otter?
Maybe he didn't get a notification.
I know he's going to be all mad. Maybe he's commenting and nobody can see it.
Yeah. So Charles Tiffy, once again, agreeing with you. For me, it's a personal thing. If I have good equipment that shoots well, the only thing I can blame at that point is me. There's no more excuses to make. There's nothing else you're going to be able to do. I know, but he had commented on it. I heard it, but I didn't hear it.
I see. I see how it is. Thomas, what is going on? There's a young lady coming up, going to whip you all. There is a young lady that is coming up that's going to be whooping us all.
It won't be Mini X. I'm going to call this. Okay.
I'm not saying this match. Okay, I'm saying like in the future.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You have big women all the time. But I think Gabby Metcalf, Coker's daughter, very, very competent shooter.
Oh, yeah. She's great.
I think she's shooting junior division. I know she's driving, but she still qualifies as a junior. She's a heck of a shot. I'm not
it's to 18, right?
I think it's to your 18.
Yeah, like 3 guys.
Yeah. So, worst case scenario, Minnie goes and has fun. That's it. I already signed her up for it. But
there ain't enough room anyways. We're just going to put all them damn trophies. Jeez, come on. Take a break. Between now, you got that Godzilla one, the Samurai. The 14-foot Samurai.
This is why we buy the quality gear, high-end scales, good bullets, shoot quality guns.
That's right.
Yeah. That's it.
I don't want to go, man. I wonder if it was my rifle. I want to know. Oh, I definitely pulled that shot. That's what happened there.
It's what you make out of it.
Everybody has a sport. You may be a fisherman or a fisherwoman.
What I've learned in
life,
you
spend a ton of money.
Something.
Yeah, you spend it on something.
Now, everybody has something.
You might be a crack addict, so you spend your money on crack. I spend mine on rifles. Right? There you go.
That's right. Everybody has something.
Something.
Each one of you
guys dump
guys
money into
and gals
something.
listening out there can
Cars,
do something better than anybody else in this board.
Boats and hoes.
That's listening right now. Something. There's something. Everybody
Did you
has
say
a skill.
something?
Something.
Okay,
Something. Okay.
Fishing was a lot cheaper.
And that's it. If you could take all that collective knowledge and put it in one
Charles.
person, it would be awesome. It'd be incredible. But I mean, everybody has a certain skill, talent, thing they gravitate towards that they're just better at than other people. I think anything can be learned. I think with enough time, dedication towards that topic, you can be better. Okay, so right now, if we played ping pong, and let's say you would smoke my butt every single time we played.
I did anyways.
Okay, but if all I did was dedicate 8 hours a day to ping pong, and I stopped, and you didn't, I'm going to beat him. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's with anything. It just depends on your level of commitment. Are you doing it just to go and the camaraderie and having fun, or do you have that competitive edge where you want to be first? Not everybody wants to do that. They just want to go out and have fun. And that's what I do. I go and have fun. That's my thing. Go and have fun.
That's your saying anyway.
That's it.
My slippers have ammo cans tied to them. All right, you guys have a wonderful night. Take care. I'm sure we'll see you again shortly. Not tonight, of course, but again, if you guys are in those places where the power's out,
appreciate it.
Obviously, if the power's out, you guys aren't watching this anyways. But stay warm. I know there's those big storms hitting everywhere. Stay safe, drive safe, and show up early so you don't have to drive fast and get yourself in an accident finding some ice that that would suck. So, you guys take care.
Have a good one.
See you on the next one.
See ya.
Adios. We'll go.